All right, everybody. Hopefully, I didn't scare anyone, jump scare somebody. Mm. Today's gonna be an easy stream. Just nice, relaxing. Gonna draw some robots. My camera get moved. Looks like my camera got nudged. Let's push it down. Jump. Okay, everything's looking good. I recently came across. Um, I don't know who here is familiar with Virtual On. It's a bit of an older property. It's an older code, but it checks out. It's like it was on in an arcade. You guys remember what an arcade is? And then they brought it over to the Dreamcast. Um, yeah, but I came across some of the old like official artwork of that property, and it was very nostalgic to see that stuff again. But something about the style of that I really enjoyed enough so that I want to commit a stream to drawing some robots, and I'll be using those um pieces of artwork for inspiration and some as reference. Welcome, Amy, Giggles, and Veronica. Hello. So we kind of just got started. Usually the first hour or so will be I was gonna say warming up, but I've been drawing all day because I have actual art, like I have work, client work that I've been doing. So streaming is kind of my like my chill time. So I don't think we're gonna be doing any like serious warm ups here today. Hey, how's it going? Hart, thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Lexi, thank you. I appreciate that. We're in the TikTok chat right now. I appreciate all the likes and everyone for tuning in. I hope everyone's having a good day. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of client artwork because I'm a full-time illustrator. So I've been doing nothing but client artwork for the past like 9 hours. So this live stream will be a nice way to kind of chill out and just do some free sketches. Um, robots today. Yeah, so the last couple days we've been working on we're just doing some refresher courses on practice on humans, and then yesterday we worked on vehicles. Yeah. Excuse me. Kind Psycho in the chat says your art is really good. Thank you. Planes, what's up? Ah, Gundams. Well, a lot of Japanese mech from Gundams to like Macross. The midsections all kind of have a similar I was gonna say design, but what is it like? There's like a similar shape language across all of it, right? It's this like off the top of my head, I think I could draw Wing Zero's torso just off the top of my head. But you would be um it wouldn't be a mistake to confuse it with kind of any other mech, right? I don't know like the whole the history of like Japanese mecha, but I'm sure that like the overall design of it comes from something and not from each other. You know what I mean? Oh, planes. It's good to see you on both chats. I recently installed a new monitor. Well, it's one of my old monitors that's been sitting around collecting dust. I finally got an arm for it, and I'm sitting it right in front of me. Before, I used to have to turn my head completely, like 90 degrees to the desk to check out the chat. But now I could just look straight and see the chat while I draw. Sweet Jesus, this is gonna be so awesome. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining. I've been doing a bunch of client work today, so this is actually gonna be a pretty chill stream. And my wife is cooking burgers right now. Ah, okay. Well, I have the Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok chat in front of me. Um, for some, I was gonna have Instagram up. I was gonna like fire on all cylinders today, but I could not get the Instagram to work. Do a quick Reddit search, and it looks like OBS and Instagram are not really playing ball right now. So it's on Instagram side. Once they get that sorted out, we'll be multi-streaming on Instagram as well. How's she been doing? She's doing well. She's getting stronger. Um, I took her for her physical therapy last night at like midnight to the gym. What are we drawing today? Oh yeah, like Psycho said, robots. Just kind of freestyling robots. What's everyone got going on? You know, it's been a really long week. Normally I'm the type to say like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it's whatever day of the week it is." But this week, I think I'm finally gonna say I can't believe it's only Wednesday. This is the first time the week has felt like it's gone slow. Hope everyone's day is going well though. Let's see. Plane says seems slow. You mistook today for Thursday when you realized what today actually was. You were crushed. Oh, you know what? I just realized I'm in. I think I'm in the opposite of what most people are like. Um, because I remember when I was going to school or I was working my 9 to 5 manual labor job, the week would always be like, oh my god, I can't believe it's only like Tuesday, right? But since I've been like an independent artist for so long, I forget. it, um, it's been going slow for you too. Okay, so it's not just me. That's just crazy. On a roll with streaming this week. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, making a point to bring the channel back to life because at its peak, this channel didn't quite replace my conventions, but it was damn near there. And it just sucks to, have to rebuild that. But it sucks worse working on cars. So I'll sit here and sketch for y'all. Uh You're at the gym day 2. So what's your gym frequency going to look like? Are you going to go basically like whenever you're not going to adhere to like a schedule. You're just going to like listen to your body and just fucking be like, "All right, I guess I feel like going today. I can go today." We were super duper strict on my wife's physical training um in regards to schedule, but we've gotten to a point where now it's just kind of like if she's feeling up to it, and I think this is how everyone should operate. Now, when she's feeling up to it, we just go. If that's 4 days in a row, that's 4 days in a row. If it means like once that week because we're wiped out, then that's what it is. Have to go as many times as possible. No more excuses. Too many years of excuses. Is that the crazy thing? There's always gonna be a reason not to go, right? What are you? Hey, Sherry over in the YouTube chat. What are you using? You love that green. I'm using a I'll type it into the chat. That way you don't have to look for it. Yeah, that's the brand. The Arte's real brush pen. Um, I don't know if these are still available. Honestly, they sent me they sent me this pack of them to review like 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, or something, and I'm still going through all of them. They're just regular brush pens. I don't honestly don't think there's anything special about them. They are very fine though. Like the brush is very small, so you can get a lot of details with it. The problem is they're not refillable, which is one of the reasons I damn, you're able to count. Yeah, they're not refillable, which is one of the reasons I don't recommend buying them. If you get them sent to you for free, sure. Welcome chats plural. If I answer something and you don't know who the hell I'm talking to, it's because we're streaming on multiple platforms. But I can see everybody, so no. Well, someone in the YouTube chat was asking. How am I doing? I'm doing well. Spent the morning working on like a bunch of client work, um, private commissions, and I finally got word back from a really big project that I've been working on. Um, or like a bigger client job. They finally got back to me like last night. And ever since I got the email from them, I've just been like, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I got so much shit to do now." It's always like that, like because as an artist, when you get like you get a project or you get a job, you'll do like a draft, you send it to them, they're gonna want changes, 100% they're gonna want some kind of changes. So you send it to them, and you wait for them to tell you the changes. But until you get word back, you're really just kind of twiddling your thumbs, you're just kind of waiting around. So I've been waiting for like 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and get the live streams going again. Let's try to stream like 6 to 8 hours a day. The moment we get that going, hey, hello, remember us? We got we got another 30, 40 hours of work for you right here. I'm like, fuck. I'm a fan of rounded, uh, like round edge. How would you say it? I don't know the terminology for it. You're never supposed to draw objects with like super straight edges like that. Like if you're drawing like a sci-fi box, right? It should never have hard edges like this. Cuz in real life, nothing is ever produced, well, we can't say nothing. I'm sure we could find stuff. Nothing's produced with sharp edges in mind. It's always a little rounded off, which is why you'll always see it kind of like this shape when you go into like you play like Overwatch or something, or like Halo or something futuristic, and they don't have just like normal crates. They have like futuristic crates. That's why they always have that like angle on them, that shape. Same thing when you draw cars. No pointy edges to stab you. You give them 3 free changes and then charge after that. It depends on the client. It depends on the size of the client. It depends on the size of the project. So this particular project I'm working on, without going into detail, there's over 100 characters involved. So, for example, something like that, you give borderline unlimited changes, because of the size of it, the time they give, the amount they pay, the size of the company. If it's like somebody who's just looking to get like a custom comic book cover done, like they have an independent comic and they hire you to do just like a cover for it. They're like just 2 characters. Like, cool, I'll give you like 3 or 5 changes, you know. Change, and I like to do it by sessions, change sessions, as in like if I send them if I do a draft for them, send it to them, and then they get back to me and they just mention one thing. I'm like, all right, cool, that's one. And then, but if they send it back to me and they mention 3 things, to me that's still just one. I'm just all right, cool. You want me to change 3 things? All right, cool. But you send it to me and like I don't know, like I don't want to. This could just be me. I don't like getting like 5 separate emails for changes. Put all 5 of them in one email, send it to me, and then I'll do it. But you know what? I don't get enough big client work so that I'm very picky about this stuff. I'm sure that people who are constantly working with like big studios are very, for the sake of their workflow, are very much like you get X amount of, you know, change, and then you got to up my pay kind of thing. That's one of those things I've just never had an issue with. Because all my clients have been cool so far. Oh yeah, I got a private commission recently for some a Digimon piece. If you're in the chat, I want to say I appreciate that because that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to get around to that probably this weekend, but yeah. If you're not watching, you're probably at work or something. Would you ever draw for an art gallery? Sherry asks. Yeah, I've had my artwork up in a gallery once. That at that time I didn't draw for the gallery. I won a contest where I was given like was it a month, a free month in a gallery. This was like way long ago, and I didn't even have a body of work really to hang up there, and it was really bad. Yeah, I like jumped into the deep end, and I didn't have enough to fill a whole gallery. But technically, I have had I've had my stuff up in a dedicated gallery show. Technically, um, I don't like bringing this up because it was so long ago. I hate using this phrase pre-COVID because that was so long ago now, right? Um, but before all of that, I was on this crazy hot streak of like live drawing events. And the reason I never picked that back up is because a lot of the events I was doing that never came back. So my avenues for that really went away. But one of the things I wanted to do, like you mentioned, an art gallery, Sherry, is um, I wanted to do one. I wanted to do a solo gallery. I was gonna pay out of pocket for it like everything else and do have a bunch of my originals up. Um, but then COVID shut everything down, and by the time I was gonna like ready to go back out and do it again, uh, it's just like interest in my work had waned kind of severely. So it was one of those things where I was like, no one would show up, so that I didn't bother with it. It's brutal in these art streets. But y'all show up to the streams. I'll take that. That's fun too. Cause it doesn't because it doesn't cost $15,000 to do a live stream. That's all. What's more fun is to see you move that marker. Well, it was gonna be. This is how it was gonna be set up. The gallery. This is how I was gonna have the gallery set up. I don't know why I only use the top part of the page. Okay, so it was it was gonna be because I have some pretty big originals on canvases. There's gonna be canvases like bigger, higher priced canvases, and then like a little display that had the smaller pieces under glass, but available. And then prints, like these would be originals. This would be prints over here. At the time, I was working on a sketchbook. Uh, that was gonna be like here, or like over here or something. And then I was gonna have a big old whiteboard on my pro panels that I have. Does Command 77 still work in the Twitch chat? Did I take that off? Oh no, I didn't. Okay. So something similar to that because that video I made long time ago, but that was kind of close. That's like the elementary version of what I would do in a gallery. want to welcome everyone to the stream. Yeah, nothing serious today. Just oh, in the TikTok chat said Gundam. We're just drawing. I was just sketching like random robots, right? And in my visual library, when I think of when I think of the shapes, the like Gundams, I guess that like this right here, like this shape is just like my default for when I'm thinking of robots. What does everyone have going on for the rest of the week? I know I'm in the minority here when I say, oh no, excuse me. I am finally in the majority of people when I say that the week is going by slowly. When it's fascinating when like I run my own business, blah 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 blah. But when there's like so much to do, man, my days just fly by like crazy. Like I cannot believe half the year is gone. But this is the first time all year that I've been like thinking that shit is so slow. But anyway, you watch Gundam Wing when it came on TV. Poxors says can never freely draw like this. I always go through multiple scribble drafts before I like something. Well, I'm like that too. I my scribbles are just done with pen and not like this. This is a sketchbook, so it's just we're just goofing off. Well, when I do client work or if I'm working on a more serious project, dude, I'll go through like dozens. I'll do like 20 thumbnails and then I'll scribble on paper. I'll throw paper away like when I'm doing serious work or especially if someone paid me to do something, like I do that. I go through hell. I go through I go through hell of versions. I scrap all kinds of paper. Um, it's just here in the sketchbook when we're just kind of goofing off is when I go straight pen like straight drawing like this. So don't let that distract you. What's involved in Kaijun? Is that a daily? That sounds like a daily drawing prompt. It's a drawing prompt challenge for this month. Kai July. You could just do that with all the J months. Well, I mean, 11. Oh man, I can't believe we're 11 days deep into the month already. God damn it. How have you been? We're in the YouTube chat right now, by the way. Welcome TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Once Instagram gets their shit together, we'll be streaming on there too. But yeah. So in the YouTube chat, someone's talking about a monthly drawing prompt, Kai June. How have you been able to keep up with all the days? Here, tell about these challenges. Well, the point of them is just to get you to draw more. Like, is it cool to finish the challenge? Yeah, but ultimately its point is to just get you to draw more. And if you have been drawing more as a result, then it did its job. That's one of the reasons I don't do like Inktober, because I'm fucking drawing all the time already. I don't need to add I don't want to I don't need to add to my workload. I've never finished the Inktober. I did it a little bit last year. I did it a little bit last year. But I had so much other work that I needed to do, and I was just like, so I just dropped it. But anything that gets people drawing more is good. Very true, Poxer says. I have learned to pick and choose which days to actually do. Oh, there you go. The point is just to get you to draw more. If there's a topic that you don't really care for, don't do it. Also, I've been in the field for a while. I've been around Inktober for some time. Um, Jake Parker follows me. Uh, so I'm just gonna tell you that a lot of the people you see who do the daily Inktobers or these challenges, I promise you they're not doing them day to day. If I were to throw out a number, not to be hyperbolic, but a number that I genuinely feel is true, about 90% of the ones that you see who finish it all the way through, they'll get, you'll get the month of prompts ahead of time, and then they'll clear out maybe 3 or 4 days of their time before the month actually starts, get it all done, all of it, and then they'll just slowly release it over the month. So yeah, so those challenges are cool, but you can't let it kind of like make you feel a certain way, because a majority of the people who do finish them are actually kind of cheating. So don't don't trip, dog. You're fine. I'm gonna be we're gonna be right back. My wife just finished cooking burgers like right before I started the stream. I'm gonna go shove one in my fat face right now, and I'm gonna be right back because we've been on for an hour, so I gotta take a break. Right? No, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. I have shoved my face full of food, but now we can proceed. Whoops. Oh, that finger is like super duper long. Hmm. We will repair it somehow. Hmm. Let's see if we could draft like a cool idea We'll draft a cool. See if we could draft some cool ideas here, and then just transfer it over to a like a single drawing. My dog just came to the office, grabbed something, and then ran off. Not quite sure what she took. I'm sure I'll find out once I go pick up her poop. Ah, the wife has delivered coffee. Your cat is picky. If it smells good, then he tries to take it. Well, it wasn't food. It wasn't food. It's just if I leave a marker on the floor, it's like something like that. It's kind of, and the thing is, she knows better. She knows she's not supposed to. That's why, like, if I notice it, like if I'm not streaming and she does it, I notice it. I go look. She'll like we'll make eye contact for like a second, and then she'll go dash and run away. Yeah, the dog's not doing it. My dog's not doing it to like, because she wants to play with that thing that she took from the office. She wants my attention. Cat slap stuff all over the room. That's just cats, though, right? Yeah, it's not for attention, right? It's just what cats do. Hey, whoa, it's a lot of people in here. That was how's it going, everyone? Thanks for dropping by. Hope everyone had a good work day. Even though I know nobody who rated me is done with their work day. That's just not how it is. Yeah, we've just been back in the sketchbook, kind of hanging out. Mana, how's everything? People of the arts never work. You mean never stop working? It's always one of the extremes, right? It's either they're super lazy or you cannot get them to turn off. I've been working on client work for like fucking 8.5 hours straight before we started the stream. So I'm just like, ah, well, I appreciate that. You telling them about how I haven't streamed in hella long? uh, a 20-hour stream. Oh God. So I haven't talked to you in a minute, and I'm sure you're gonna head out very, very, very soon. But um, have you been able to regain living room space or storage space back since the last time I talked to you? So Sherry over in the YouTube chat is asking, what's my favorite character to draw? Um, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I'll tell you who I'm tired of drawing: Iron Man, because I do a lot of I go to a lot of comic book conventions, so I do a lot of commissions, and Iron Man is always. Can I don't know? Can you draw Iron Man? Like I'm not talking shit about somebody who wants to commission me, but you know what I like drawing? Digimon stuff. You have a warehouse now. Well, and you moved. Okay, well, congrats on both of those things. Thanks for bringing your people over. So, oh, so Psycho, that's where you came from. Uh, Sherry just subscribed on the YouTube. Thank you. Oh, warehouse. That is cool. No, yeah, 20 hours, 20 plus hours. Yeah. I appreciate it. Go. I know you're not gonna rest. Go do something else to help your eyes. So I want to welcome everyone to the stream. Um, what we normally do here on stream is like studies, topics about like the last couple days we are doing a refresher course on drawing people, and then yesterday we worked on vehicles, and now today I am tired from all my client work, so no study work. This is why we're just drawing robots and cyborgs, and well, I guess it's kind of a mixture of the two subjects that I refreshed the last 2 days: humans and machines. Um, Pokemon. I so happen to also draw Pokemon. Yeah, man. Thank you. Have a good one. Any opportunity I have to show off my Pokemon drawing. Well, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh one. Here's the Pokemon. Oh, this is the shiny version that's not available anymore. But yeah, every Pokemon. It's funny. It's been the first version of this I did was 10 years ago. So it's 10 years is a long damn time. A lot of Pokemon. uh, yeah, it's everything up to Gen 8 or Legends Arceus, and then every form that everyone has. Yeah, so I don't when I make artwork for more when I do like fan art, digital art, artwork that I intend for more commercial stuff. Well, not commercial, but like for sales stuff. Um, and I do fan art. I do heavy projects like this. But yeah, you mentioned Pokemon. I have an obligation to show my Pokemon drawing. I used to not like to spam it, but like I think as I get older, I'm just like, look, you guys are gonna have to just gonna have to accept that this is part of hanging out with me. I'm gonna bring it up once every conversation. Everyone who came through Mana's raid, I appreciate that. Yeah, we've known each other for talking about passage of time. We've known each other for like hella long now, which is crazy. Over a decade. Oh, the 10 year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to be super hardcore into Yu-Gi-Oh. That's should be self-explanatory. That explains it. Yeah, I used to like that's how I first started drawing. Uh Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I was doing custom playmats and stuff for people, and that's like how I started off drawing in general. So I would argue she's one of the first artists that like I like started following because this was like pre-hardcore social media. Um yeah. There's like a little pool of like 10 artists that I was following hardcore back then before I really got like into art so much. Um and I started like exploring and finding other artists and stuff. But there's just this like special group of let's say like 10 or so artists, mostly from internet and Yu-Gi-Oh and she's one of those. So, yeah. Early influences kind of thing, yeah. Mm. So do we have any mech fans in here? Some robot fans? it's a genre that I've always loved, but strangely enough never took the time to explore a lot of different ones. It's been a long time since you last dove into it. Okay, yeah. I'm behind on shows in general, but like anime, God, I could probably sit down for a month straight. No, like no work, none of that. And just watch my list of um I'll get to it later anime, and I probably still couldn't catch up. Tesla and Firehouse, don't know. Don't know what that is. I'll Google. I shall Google it. Now, 80s rock band. I was talking about like robot anime. Do you have any robot anime that I recommend? Nah, not really. Everything I like is like old and mainstream. Oh, like which ones? Like Robotech. Does Guyver count? Okay, if Guyver counts as mech, then Attack on Titan counts as mech. That's all I gotta say. Hey, we got a lot of raids today. I appreciate all that. Hope everyone's doing well. We have just kind of been taking it easy, hanging out in the sketchbook. Uh Sketching as one does in a sketchbook. How's everything going? Thank you for the raid. Hmm. Uh Rating with a party of four, then one. Thank you. Howdy. Hey, how's it going? Hello, TikTok chat. Didn't mean to ignore y'all. All good, just chilling. What were you doing? Working on playing a game? See, I have to be responsible and uninstall Steam from my computer. Otherwise, we'd probably be streaming a game right now. We'd probably be streaming some like Magic Arena or something right now. Oh, you're doing some watercolor. That sounds fun. Watercolor is one of my favorite mediums. Um, I'm good at um, I'm good at controlling watercolors. I'm not good at colors. Like technical of the medium, the tools, I'm pretty good. Um, Literally everything else that goes along with it, not so much. Yeah, we were having a conversation yesterday about because I've gotten into huge interest in oil painting lately, and I was like, oil painting is so annoying because there's no like inexpensive session, whether you're working on a piece or you're just practicing. Like everything involving oil is just like so expensive. And then we brought up the topic of like because I use a lot of alcohol ink. So the topic like went from talking about how expensive oil painting was to now like with current prices, like the alcohol ink that I mainly do my client work with. The alcohol ink is the thing I'm most proficient at. Prices on that have like skyrocketed, and now that's really getting annoying. And we're just saying watercolor is the shit. Like not only does it look great, but it's like it will stay affordable, and that's what makes it so good. Yeah, they're like those sponge dinosaur things. What are they called? Shrinky dinks. As long as you got water, you're good. Did you switch pencils because it got dry, or was it because you were just more in the mood for brown? Is it looking brown on screen? Well, it's red. Yeah, no, I switched just because. I think this one, I think it's starting to get a little dry because I can't get as sharp, I can't get as thin of a line with it anymore. So that's an indication that it's starting to get dry. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? It's my camera. I have a picture profile on my camera. It desaturates everything pretty bad. But yeah, I switched over to a different pen just because. Uh, it's 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 just gonna look how it's gonna look. The picture profile I'm using on my camera just desaturates everything. I'm listening to like the craziest weeb ass music you've ever heard, but I can't play it for you guys because I'll get into YouTube jail. Is anyone gonna go to Lightbox Expo? Who here doesn't know what Lightbox Expo is? If you don't, Lightbox, you should definitely Google it. It's pretty cool. I went to the first year of Lightbox as an attendee, um, and it was so busy that I basically couldn't do anything. And I keep telling myself I'm gonna go back, but probably not. Yeah, go enjoy your dinner. I also just stuffed my fat face full of a burger right before you raided. So I understand. Thank you for the raid, and I'll see you later. And I want to thank you all for the follows today. Appreciate that. Man, we got rated. How many times did we get rated today? So I feel like getting bogged down too much on like filling in the mechanical like details when really all I need to be focusing on is the basic shape. So like instead of like see all this that's going on, I really just need to focus on the general shape, okay? And I don't need to be worrying about like the bits and bobs and the details and what I'm talking about. So I was like, what? I was thinking to myself right now, like, why am I going so slow right now? Why is this giving me such a hard time? One, this is a refresher course, so this is a refresher course, so everything's going to give me a hard time. But also, it's because I'm focusing too much on like the details when that's not really what is the problem. So what is everyone working on right now? Because I like before I started this stream, I was working on some client work for like swear to God, like what, like fucking 8 hours or something like that. I was like almost skipped today's stream, but that's not an option. But I almost wanted to, but I would miss you guys too much. So I appreciate all the views, everyone. Middle of the week, middle of the day. I know most of you are still at work. Mhm. Uh, Walrus in the Twitch chat says, "Hey, I'm 25. I don't know what you want to do with your life. Any advice? Are you uh are you asking as an artist? So I or in general? TikTok chat. Drago is asking what anime is this song from again? I cannot remember. This is we're listening to a live. It's a live set, and I don't know. I can't remember. But okay. So back to the Twitch chat. Oh, so you're just talking about in general. Well, I have tried many things, in my time. Uh, and I find the only way to really find the thing that you want to do slash don't want to do is to try a lot of different things. So you must have some kind of interest right now. Um, you can, you must have some kind of interest right now in something. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a traditional job. Also, I'm going to preface somebody's asking me about life advice. I'm going to preface this by saying, um, uh, you you will grow. No, no, no. How do you say this? How's the meme go? Okay, every piece of advice I'm about to give, I'm gonna end it by saying shit, but I don't know. That way, I'm relieved of all responsibility in case I ruin your life. But in general, to find the thing that you want to do, you're just gonna have to try a lot of different things. I know that sounds exhausting. It is. It's gonna suck, especially if you don't know what you want to do. I started drawing when I was 25. I was an auto mechanic before that. I had many things that I was doing before that. I was in like a medical program when I was in all my high school. I thought that's what I was gonna do. You know, it's just like I hopped back and forth. And then even as an artist, what I was doing as an artist flip flopped around so much, and it's never just like a straight path. You know, but if you specifically in your case, you say you have no idea what you want to do, you just have to try a bunch of different shit. And by try, I don't mean like give it a week. You know, you have to think about like what's something that you're interested in, and then you're gonna have to try and do that for like months. It takes months to become not horrible at something. So it, to give something a fair shot, you're gonna have to be willing to put that time into it. Um, Now, if you're talking about like job wise, I don't know, things are pretty fucked right now. But job wise, um, if you don't know what you want to do, you could just find the job that the balance of a job that pays the most that requires the least amount of energy from you. And that way it'll free up your free time outside of work to do the things that you enjoy. Cuz not every it's a very rare thing for someone to get a job doing something that they enjoy. That's just the fact. Um Over in the YouTube chat, Manisha is asking, "Are you inspired by Kim Jong Il?" Yes. He's not my favorite artist. He's one of my early influences because I found his artwork back in 2014, like around the time I started drawing. Um, yeah, I have almost all his sketchbooks, and I've studied them back to front. I've yeah, anyway, yes, huge influence on me. We're just kind of hanging out in the sketchbook today, by the way. I've been working on client stuff, and I should probably still be working on it right now. But I wanted to take some time in stream and just kind of hang out in the sketchbook and relax. Yeah, 25, at least for me, that was like a just be honest, it was like a shit show time for me. I think that 20s are like a weird time, right? Because it's like you haven't been in the working field long enough to really be like getting ahead, you know? Uh you're you're still young, so you're not actually like super wise even though you think you are. Um you Most people don't have a lot of money saved up at that time at that age, you know? It's like it's this transitional decade that's just messy. You know what I mean? Like by the way, we are multi-platform streaming, so if I answer or respond to somebody and you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, I'm probably talking to someone else on a different platform. Yeah, we're on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Once Instagram gets their shit together, we'll be streaming on there as well. You're 36, you haven't figured out entirely what to do with your life. Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Guinea pig. That's what I'm saying, right? Especially with how things have been lately. It's just like so you have an English degree, but you don't want to be a teacher. Hey, that's, sunk cost fallacy. Just because I was gonna make I was gonna make some dirty. You ever see Harold and Kumar? Just never mind. Forget I said any of that shit. So like, just I went to school and trained to be an auto mechanic, which is what I did before I started drawing at 25. So eh, to deprive yourself of something you want to do because you're like, fuck, I already started this one thing. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Um, I think it makes sense to utilize it. So you say you have that degree, you could use that to find some kind of job again that has a balance of paying the most but doesn't really require the most from you. Then you could just use that to kind of float, save a bunch of money and try different things, and eventually, whether it takes a decade or however long it takes, you'll eventually find something that you enjoy. Then at least you could milk that degree. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be invested in it. You don't have to clock in to wherever it is you're gonna work. You're gonna utilize that degree, go clock in somewhere, and you're not gonna try and climb up the ladder. You're just there, right? And you could use that to fund your life to find the thing that you like. The day is going slow. Drago, thank you for the like on the TikTok chat. I don't know if you're still here, but I appreciate you interacting with the chat and the like and all that stuff. Thank you. Hope your day is going well. Hmm. Didn't quite catch who you were talking to, so just in case. Personally, having a fairly good day. Got some paperwork to do. So, uh, we'll be on. Let's say we'll be on for about another 20 minutes. I have so much like client work that I need to do. Um, really don't want to do that. Don't really don't want to cut the stream short, but I just kind of have to. It's the only way. So if you have any topics or questions, um, go ahead and throw them at me. Tomorrow we'll be back in an actual textbook to continue with our studies. Today was more of just like a hangout robot free sketching stream to kind of just like rest my brain a little bit. Do you sometimes draw with pencils? If so, do you have a preference between um when I'm hanging out in the sketchbook like this and I'm practicing just like, general sketching. I prefer pen, straight pen. Um but when I do like paid work, basically if I'm going to do a finished piece, then I always use pencil. Always start with a pencil. I don't really have a preference overall. Um okay, you know what? No, I lied. I prefer just going straight pen. Oh, jeez. What's everybody's preferred medium here? Yeah, I think going straight pen is always going to be my favorite thing. It's just fun. It looks really cool. Not just like the act of it, but like the end result always looks, it's so loose compared to like when I'm doing my pencil work and there's like a lot of like under drawing, like too much structure. My pen only stuff is always so much more like fluid. I get, yeah, that's true. Guinea pig. Yeah, that's it, right? Depends on what you're drawing. But if I had to pick one, shotgun to the gut. It would be just straight pen, preferably brush pens like I'm using now. For now, we prefer using a brush or do digital art because the rest makes me get pain in your wrist. Oh, see, that's another thing. Digital art. I use a 24-inch Cintiq, so I use a big screen, and that I always fuck up my wrists when I do digital art. I like, yeah, because these pages in the sketchbook are small, so you see me flicking a lot with my fingers, right? Um, when I do bigger, like proper drawing, like finished traditional drawings, I pivot with the whole arm. But with digital, I'm always flicking with my wrist. Traditional, if I'm doing detailed work, it's flick with the fingers. Bigger parts, I could pivot at the elbow and the shoulder. Digital art, I can't stop myself from wrist flicking. I fuck myself up doing digital art. Oh, you do digital with mouse. All right, I think I'm pretty zapped out. I got a lot of client work that I gotta work on today. So, uh, everyone's tired. Okay. Looks like everyone's a little slow. Everyone's a little tired. I want to give a big thank you to all the raiders that we got today, all the follows that we got. Um, Tomorrow we will be back in an actual textbook to do some real practice. Today was just a chill stream. Um, yeah. What type of brush is that? Connie in the YouTube chat. It is the yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you everybody for hanging out. This was great, and we'll be back again tomorrow. And wish me luck on all these commissions. I hope everybody, all this client work. I hope everybody gets some rest. See you guys tomorrow.